Thank you very much for this kind introduction. Well, I would like to start by thanking our speakers and audience for their endurance and active engagement at the end of a very long day. Of course, also to our Office of International Programs, particularly Ayşenan and Burcu, as well as Şenay Yitman for making this a reality, and our President Inan for his support and belief in this project. I'll also try to keep my final remarks very brief because this has been the end of a very engaging and long day. But I just wanted to highlight some points from today's discussions and kind of pave the way for another very engaging 2 days, hopefully. Well, one of my most favorite political thinkers, John Stuart Mill, had said, "A person who knows only his or her side of this case knows little of that." And I think what we tried to do here today was to have different perspectives about peacemaking, conflict resolution, and I was very impressed to see the different perspectives and the interdisciplinary approach that we had today to Turkish-Greek relations, the Cyprus issue, but in general peacemaking and conflict resolution. We had kind of benefited from the wisdom of different disciplines, including sociology, psychology, political science, international relations, gender studies, international law, conflict resolution field. So I think this was a very good start to opening our minds to new perspectives and kind of viewing a question from different approaches. Well, we started, just to refresh your memory at the end of a long day, I thought Donna Hicks's speech at the beginning of the day was extremely interesting in the sense that she conveyed to us why dignity really matters, and her particular emphasis on primal empathy, human connection at the species level, and then tying this all to dignity also made me, among many important leaders, thinkers, writers, the work of Mevlana Rumi, who emphasizes these aspects on a great level as well. And I think these core ideas and the dignity model is very crucial in opening the path towards reconciliation, tolerance, and more generally humanism and universalism. Then we focused with Ahmet Sözen's talk on the dynamics of the negotiation process in Cyprus, and he presented us with an insider's view of the negotiations. Also something very significant, public opinion results, and of course their implications for a negotiated solution in Cyprus. Then we benefited from the wisdom of international law with Harry Dimitris's presentation, which particularly brought to our attention the whole issue regarding exclusive economic zones versus the continental shelf and issues related with that. On the afternoon session, one very interesting perspective and often neglected one, unfortunately, we heard about the gender dimension of conflict, and how conflict and peace are indeed gendered phenomena, and the significance of this in resolving conflict. And finally, we had two really interesting and comprehensive models at the end, one on foreign policy and conflict resolution, the foreign policy circumflex of Professor Nimet Beriker, and Also, the use of mediation as a tool of foreign policy was highlighted in this presentation. And finally, from Reşat Bayar, we had the contribution related to, yes, peace, but then there are different levels of it: frozen peace, cold peace, war peace. So as you can see, we had an amazing kind of mix of presentations, which I hope will provide you a lot of food for thought and material for discussion, which has already started today. Since I want to cut my part really short, I had this whole section on the different levels of rapprochement that we developed together with Professor Öniş on approaching Turkish-Greek relations, which we covered in a Political Science Quarterly article. But I'll just very briefly mention those levels based on the nature, duration, and the content of conflicts, and in which we try to bring the domestic as well as the international factors together. And we thought that, or we categorized different levels of rapprochement as fragile détente, sustainable rapprochement, and finally durable partnership. So I won't go into the details of each level and the conditions, but I think as it relates to the Turkish-Greek disputes, we're currently at the stage of sustainable rapprochement, and along with the several conditions we mentioned in the article, I think in order to move to durable partnership, Donna Hicks's dignity model could make a lot of contributions. So that also gave me a lot of new ideas as well. Well, finally, in conclusion, Turkish-Greek rapprochement is indeed a reality. However, in the more recent period, we saw a plateau in the relationship, and there has been a significant loss of momentum. In order to move beyond the existing stalemate, particularly as it relates to the Cyprus issue, as we have seen today, we need a serious attempt to tackle the core issues of conflict and more political will and determination on both sides. It also requires leadership and vision and mutual will to overcome prejudices and conflicts with dignity. This will only be possible by opening the channels of communication for the leaders of the future, and that's what we intend to do today and in our exciting yet very challenging workshop in the upcoming 2 days for our participants. Well, our President İmran İnan has started the day by saying Yasos, hello, merhaba. Well, I would like to end it by saying, especially for our workshop participants, good luck, Kalit Fihi, and bol şans. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's give ourselves a big hand. Everyone, both our speakers and audience have done an amazing job. Thank you very much.